Chandler for Boxing Social in association with Pursue Fitness. I'm delighted to be joined by Lewis Syrett. We're here at Sevenoaks ABC just after the announcement of Ultimate Boxer 5. First of all, Lewis, though, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm really well, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. Good to hear that you're doing well. Talk to me about the announcement. Obviously, Ultimate Boxer 5 dropped down in weight for you. How did the opportunity come about?
Well, I messaged my manager Steve Goodwin when the middleweight one come about, and it wasn't. I couldn't get on it at the time, and then a couple of months down the line, he's messaged me saying, "We've had the chance at super welterweight," and I said, "Well, yeah." I jumped at the opportunity. I thought I can get down, so I'd love to. I've always wanted to take part in something like that against other unbeaten people and with good records. So it's good. I want to test myself. So yeah, I couldn't turn it down.
Awesome. What's your sort of view on the Ultimate Boxer tournaments? A lot of people are saying there's sort of spring step into that sort of domestic scene and giving you the exposure. What is it that you're entering the tournament for? Yeah,
like as I said before, I really want to test myself. Like I've boxed a few journeymen, and now it's time to step up and fight against other prospects. But also, yeah, as you can see with other people that have been in it before, like Kieran Conway, it's boosted him right up for the ranks. Like he got to the semi, and then his next fight was against Ted Cheeseman for the British title. So and he got a draw. So it does do well for your career. So fingers crossed, does the same for mine.
You obviously mentioned, obviously through your career, that you boxed journeymen and things like that. Your last performance would have been on the Matchroom Bill back in March.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Talk to me about that performance. How did you assess it, and just the overall experience being on that Matchroom show?
Yeah, I've performed really well on the night. It's the first time that I got the shutout points victory. I mean, I've lifted a couple a little bit close at times, but I think the occasion was something that I knuckled down that little bit more, because on the world title undercard, it was something that's the dream come true for me, and yeah, everything went to plan on the night, and just want to try and build on that from there.
Obviously, just sticking with that sort of subject, and where this is obviously going to be the first time where you're fighting in your professional career, where it's going to be sort of underdogs and favourite situations.
Yeah.
First of all, where do you think you'll sit amongst the others from the bookies' favourites?
I say I'm probably about in the middle. I said, yeah, I definitely wouldn't be the least favourite. There's a couple of people that have come in at the last minute that they're going to be. I think on paper they're going to be the favourites, but on the night you never know with this sort of tournament. That's the beauty of it. So yeah, I'd probably put myself in about the middle with the bookies, but obviously I'm going out there to try and prove them wrong.
Mm-hmm. How do you think that's going to probably obviously be getting closer to the time as the tournament approaches, but what do you think that sort of does to you mentally, that first sort of experience of having a look at the bookies and everything and who's the favourite in underdog situations?
Yeah, it's hard to tell because I haven't experienced it yet, but I think you just got to block it out. I mean, I'm not going to be the favourite, but in my head, I'm the favourite. I'm going in there to win. I'm not there just to take part. So yeah, just let them have their opinion. I've got to try and prove them wrong.
Okay. There is Stephen Donnelly,
yeah,
former Olympian. A lot of the new tournament has he's been obviously talked about quite a bit as it's speaking volumes. That an Olympian has actually signed up to Ultimate Boxer tournament, something that you wouldn't usually expect. What was your sort of reaction to Stephen Donnelly?
It's a good thing, really. I think I mean, you've got to beat everyone to win it anyway. So, but you want tough opposition. That's what I want out of my career. I don't want to be beating journeyman. I want to push myself to see how far I can go. So it's good to have that challenge. And it obviously shows the tournaments increasing in popularity now that he's like the first ex-Olympian that signed up to it. So yeah, I think it's a good thing.
Talk to me about the cutting weight. Obviously, that's quite a big thing. I think I've seen somewhere before that you competed as an amateur at light heavyweight. Your past few fights as a professional have been at middleweight. How's the cutting weight going to affect you moving down to super welterweight?
I think it actually do me a favour, to be honest. I mean, a couple of fights I've had at middleweight, I've actually weighed in under, so I was not too far away from the limit anyway. But yeah, I boxed light heavyweight a lot of my amateurs, but that was down to my own fault really. Like I wasn't tight enough with the diet and that sort of thing. Now, turn professional and you've got to take it a bit more serious in every aspect, inside and out. You've got to be eating clean all the time, and I think it would suit me going down the weight. I think I'll be big and strong for the weight, so fingers crossed.
Do you think you'll be carrying the power down as well to super welterweight? Do you think your power will be more effective?
I think so, yeah. And then I think I've always had a good chin throughout the light heavyweight and middleweight as well, so I think that's not going to be a problem down at super welter.
Talk to me a little bit about your amateur career. As far as I understand that you were an amateur for around 10 years.
Yeah.
Which is quite a lot of experience.
It didn't go brilliantly, to be fair. I had a lot of fights, a lot of experience. I've been in with some good people as well, but half the reason I turned pro because I had a lot of terrible decisions and sounding like a bad loser, but a lot of the time, and if I didn't turn pro, I was probably going to pack it up because I was just tired of putting all the work in, and then it was for nothing really. With all the big competition, you lose on the split decision and things like that. So I was about half and half, but I'd fight anyone. So I never turned down a fight or anything like that. So I'm happy with what I've done as an amateur, but no like major titles or anything.
Talk to me. You obviously mentioned that sort of you feel like it could have gone your way in certain instances. Do you feel like that sort of stumped? I think it's probably the wrong word, but do you feel like it kind of stumped your amateur progress?
Yeah, it did a bit. I think. Yeah, it's really frustrating. Like I've always been a hard worker, and it seems like it wasn't paying off at the time, but now gone into the pro ranks, it is paying off for me.
So do you feel like the entering the pro ranks has sort of been like it's become a fresh start for you?
Yeah, I feel like it has. Yeah, that's gone out, but it's all learning. Obviously, I've learnt my trade there, but that is a fresh start for me. I'm just going to go from strength to strength. Mm-hmm.
What is it in the professional ranks that you kind of want to achieve? Is it sort of money? Is it titles? What did you enter it for?
Titles, I think. Like not the money. I just want to build my legacy, sort of thing. I want to be. It'd be nice to win like a Southern area, or even like see how far I can take it, because that goes down in history books, and that's what I want to get out of it really.
Mm-hmm. Just to get your thoughts on a couple of things outside of the tournament and yourself. There's a cracking little super welterweight fight over the weekend, Fowler versus Rose. Did you catch it at all?
Yeah, I did see it actually. Yeah.
What did you think of that fight?
It weren't as exciting as I was anticipated really, but I did expect Fowler to win, but I think not quite the same Brian Rose as what we've seen in the past. I think he boxed clever, but I think Fowler's just a little bit too young and strong for him.
Where do you think both men go from now?
I mean, the obvious choice for Fowler, maybe not straight away, but he's got to try and get back over Fitzgerald and have that fight again, because I've seen that he's keen to like avenge his loss. But I'm not really sure for Brian Rose. I mean, there's other super welterweights coming through that he could get in there with, and there's some great fights out there. I don't know. Maybe who's Cheeseman fighting next?
Conway possibly rematch.
Oh yeah. Yeah, people like that, Cheeseman, Conway. Yeah, there's some names coming through that'll be some good fights.
Mm-hmm. Just to move away from the weight division as well, it's Ruiz versus Joshua. A lot of progress obviously going on the rematch, and might as well ask you about it because we ask everyone about it. What was first of all your reaction to Joshua losing the titles to Ruiz?
I was, as a lot of people, I was just so shocked. I thought I didn't even stay up for it, to be honest. I hadn't heard much about Ruiz and kind of wrote him off, and then woke up and there's a barrage of press like Joshua's lost, and I couldn't believe it, but after watching the fight back, I think it's going to be a tough ask for him to turn it around the next time, especially if it's his next fight, because he dominated him really, and I can't see what he's going to do in a short amount of time that's going to turn that around.
Do you see it possible for him to win, or how would you break down the rematch?
I think it's definitely possible with power like Joshua's, like he did knock him over, and he's always got that puncher's chance. But I think to have it within the next 6 months or so, I can only see Ruiz winning again. But say maybe a bit longer, then it could be Joshua. But
okay, just to obviously wrap things up, let's go back obviously to the Ultimate Boxer.
Yeah.
As you know, it's 3 rounds and 3 fights, and sort of that's quite different to what you've done in your professional career so far. How do you think training's going to go for that? Are you changing your training styles?
Yeah, I've got to up the pace a bit. I had 50 amateurs, so a lot of them were 3-3s anyway, so it's not completely unfamiliar. And so far, I haven't actually had a 6-rounder yet, so I've had 4-rounders. So it's not a million miles away from what I'm doing, but obviously we're preparing to do the 3 fights on the night, hopefully. So we're doing a lot of sharp 3-round sparring, and then we have a break and do the same again, and just a lot of sharper work, which I'm going to be sharper anyway down at Super Welter, so yeah, it should suit me well.
Okay. Well, Lewis Syrett, thank you very much for speaking to Boxing Social, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you closer to the tournament.
Brilliant, thanks a lot.
Okay.
Cheers.